Today we're breaking down one of the most compelling, mysterious, and unbelievable stories in American criminal history. Frank Matthews, also known as Black Caesar. He built one of the largest drug empires in the 1970s. Bigger than the Mafia, bigger than the French Connection, and then vanished without a trace. No trial, no conviction, no body, just gone. And before we get into the story, please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. And without further ado, let's get into the rise and disappearance of Frank Matthews. Frank Matthews was born in 1944 in Durham, North Carolina. He started small, running gambling operations and getting into street-level offenses. But Matthews always had ambition, and by the late 1960s, he moved into something far more lucrative, heroin trafficking. What made him different? Unlike others who relied on the Mafia distribution, Matthews built his own network. Black distributors, Hispanic distributors, independent crews. He didn't just enter the game, he rewrote it. By the early 1970s, Frank Matthews was bringing in hundreds of kilograms of heroin and cocaine. His empire stretched from New York to Philadelphia, Detroit, Baltimore, the Carolinas, Miami, St. Louis, everywhere. Frank Matthews did what no one else could do at that time. He cut the Italian Mafia out of the drug pipeline. He dealt directly with international suppliers, rumored to include South American and Cuban connections, avoiding the traditional organized crime hierarchy. This made him rich, extremely rich. Cash flowed in faster than anyone could count it. By some federal estimates, Matthews moved more weight than any black drug trafficker in the U.S. history at that point, rivaling the major international suppliers. But with power came enemies and attention. By 1972, federal agents were fully locked onto Matthews. They tapped phones, flipped informants, and tracked his couriers. Finally, in 1973, the feds arrested him on charges involving conspiracy, drug trafficking, and tax evasion. Investigators said Matthews had skipped out on hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes, but everyone knew this case was about the dope empire. The key point, Matthews posted bail, and that is where the story gets wild. On July 2nd, 1973, Frank Matthews was scheduled to appear in a federal court in Brooklyn, but he never showed. He disappeared with his girlfriend, allegedly carrying up to $20 million in cash, which would be over $120 million today. The DEA believe he fled the country. Others claim he was killed. Some insiders swear he reinvented himself overseas. To this day, the FBI had an active warrant, but recently closed the case. Frank Matthews represents one of the biggest what-ifs in American organized crime. He was young, powerful, wealthy, and independent from the mob, something almost unheard of at the time. He built an empire that forced federal agencies and organized crime families to change their strategies, and his disappearance was one of the longest-running fugitive cases in U.S. history. No one has been able to confirm where he went, how he escaped, or if he's still alive today. If he is alive, he will be 81 years old. The rise and disappearance of Frank Matthews is one of the craziest true crime stories ever documented. If you want more breakdowns of iconic cases based on real documents and verified investigations, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.